and welcome back everybody for more coverage here from Casino Barcelona at the Party Poker Millions Grand Final Festival. And the Eagle Eyes monks, you will notice that we have Byron Caverman at the table, just finished 6th a couple of hours ago in the first 25k high roller. And D. Peters, who was the bubble boy, is here on that table on this table as well, along with Michael Zhang, won the 50k in Rosvadov. Oh yeah, look at this. Roberto, first hand at the feature table, raises up pocket queens. And Henrik, in the big blind, has the aces.
Could be just a call. But no, if you raise like 350, so...
All in?
Yeah, that should be all in. He's too short.
And Roberto snap calls, obviously. We'll get the bad news.
Huge cooler.
So Roberto will need to hit a queen or lose the majority of his trips. Henrik in great shape to double up here and gets it to 3.3 million. It's still early days in this super high roller.
We need a 9 now.
Jack 8-3, yep, a 9 or 10 would give him some extra outs. 4 no good. 2 queens remaining. And it'll be only those that will see him win this
Boom.
pot. And the wasted ace. You think you waste 2 outs when you do that?
You don't need it. Yeah, you waste your
luck.
luck.
Save that for another time when you've got the 7s in pre-flop against
I don't
kings
think it worked this way.
So 3-way. Byron does have the best hand, but we see there.
Okay, check fold.
Queen puts David in front. Henrik also flops a pair and a gutter.
David could check this board. He could bet this board too.
Right, he figures to have the best hand quite a lot of time, right? He's got gut shot, he's got backdoor flush draws.
Yeah.
Not me too many bad cards for him, are there?
Check is okay.
And well, that gives...
And he blocked like the hands like ace queen and ace king, so...
Well, that gives Henrik and Byron both a double gut shot now to make us straight. You can see David's still way out in front.
Byron has a gut shot too.
Yeah, a king or 9 would give him a straight. Only good for a chop. But yeah, so he can't really bet there, can he?
It's not the best idea.
Peter's now fairly confident in his...
He can continue checking. He has a good showdown value, so...
Alright, question of...
It's not a lot of like scary cards.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
River picks off. And you expect it to go, what, check, check, and then a bet from Peters on the river?
It seems like check, check, check.
Everyone taking his time.
He has blockers on straights, but the action doesn't look like he could have a straight here, but... Okay.
He bets over pot, 325,000. Perhaps trying to make exactly these kind of hands fold out a jack and a queen. Wait,
it's not an easy call or just from David. But when you play this way, what are you supposed to do on the river? Looks like you have to call, but overbet. Byron could have like 6s.
But at the same time, I was going to say, yeah, what kind of hands is Byron flatting with out of the small blind?
6s, like
sub 30 bigs. I mean,
ace jack should bet turn most of the time, so.
He's thinking hard. Of course, just like earlier tournament, players on a 30-second shot clock. You do have time extension chips. Are you a fan of that?
Yeah, I do like the shot clock.
Certainly seems to get a lot more hands in.
It's good in this like expensive tournaments. All players are experienced, so yeah, it's better for TV for sure. How many viewers we have? What's up, guys? How are you doing?
We got viewers all over the shop.
If we have some UFC fans there, just put some noise on chat, guys. It was a great night for Habib, the first Russian champion. Oh, David just calls. Bingo. Good call, David.
King Queen will win. See Caveman getting pretty short already in this event.
Big blind. Roberto. Nothing.
Peters will get the bad news. He will need to hit a 3 here. Otherwise he will double up Caveman and leave himself with just 9 big blinds.
Pay back. Byron lost to him before. Now he can take revenge.
Better. Yes, you can go. Okay.
Oh. Now we need a 4
4-5, the only way
to
you can
make
win
a
this
sweat.
spot. Well, running quads. It's easily done.
Running quads.
No, 6 of spades. No sweat. Byron then will double back up to 1.3 million.
All in.
Oh, wow. He wants to play.
Yeah.
And he plays.
How much?
Actually, it's not an easy call for Victor because he's from the small blind. Could be even a fold. It depends on, like, does he know how Juan plays? No, fold. Byron fold. Wow. What a move.
Nope.
Easy game.
John buys the 4 high, turns into a winner.
Oh, hi.
All in.
Wow.
3-bet this.
Juan is on fire. This guy's a beast. He needs to double up and
Yeah, maybe he's got somewhere to go.
no one calls you. Oh,
Michael, cool. I don't think Michael's loving it, but
Good game, Michael. Good game. GG re-entry.
And Michael probably wasn't expecting to see a hand like 10-7.
2 life cards.
Yeah.
Juan is smiling. You see that?
Still,
It feels like it.
well, he's in okay shape. 37%. Could have been crushed when called. Well,
Boom.
there it is. King 7-5.
Now we needed 10.
Jean Noel hits the front. Michael will need an ace or a jack. Otherwise, he is eliminated.
Queen is okay.
Oh, there it is,
No
the ace.
way. What a bad bit.
Switches around. Now it's Jean who needs help. He needs a 10 or a 7.
One
or
more
he is
time.
left
Bingo.
with dust, but not to be.
395.
Jean is left with chips. Well, it looks like 60,000,
finish.
so less than 2 big blinds. 20 big blinds. He does move all in. And for back-to-back doubles, a bit tough for Kamal to continue.
He's short, but pocket fours.
Wow!
It's not a snap call. Wow. But for Kamal,
He's
it's
like, come on, let's go.
Easy, I have a pair. Bingo.
Wow, pairs of
Flip.
pairs. Just hold them. It's hard to get a pair. Wow, Michael probably feels a bit sick. He got snapped there.
Trap is closed. Michael cashed, so
Can Michael go back-to-back doubles?
Oh.
Ace 6-8. It's looking pretty good for him so far. He has hit the front. Kamal will need a 4
two
or
outs.
some running cards. It's just a 4 he now needs. Otherwise, Michael will come from nowhere to have a 1.75 million stack, and that is the case. Big blind.
325.
Well,
Just go.
no, it looks like he made it 200. Going for a tiny re-raise.
Oh.
They click it
It's
back.
even more tricky. No, Michael has such a great pot out, so definitely call.
What does Michael do? And he does cool.
Sweden now.
So, things looking a bit better for Kamal. 460,000 in the middle.
I was thinking London.
His
and then
queens
Sweden
against
this summer.
Michael's ace-7 and flop 10-5-3.
No, I stayed in a full year. What?
225
you
is the
still
bet.
live in, where?
Vegas.
Vegas? For how
It's
long?
one of these stupid spots to you, Michael.
month
What'd you do here?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Moved to Vegas about a month
he
ago.
doesn't want to
Yeah,
give up here,
5 hours.
No, 5 hours?
but it's so
It's
weird.
such a bad hand to continue with, right? Like,
Yeah,
American
no
thing.
equity.
Yeah.
Just like very, very bad backdoors.
Yeah, Europe's great. You can hop around to like so many different cool like spots, different like unique. You know?
Michael
And
Michael has to
fun.
fold
Not
this.
so much in the States.
And he
Good
does
call.
fold.
Don't show, don't show! Come on,
On
no!
the west side.
On the big blind, it was a nice.
Nowhere.
Maybe it's better to drink sangria.
Estrella's fine with me. Right, so I'm staying just up the road, and there's a nice little cafe on the way.
Yeah.
I had a coffee out this morning that was just fine. Well, Jean Noel all in with the 4-5 in this big blind. Isildur is under the gun. finds a real hand in pocket queens. Kind of a bit of an action killer for Isildur, right? When the big blind's already all in, people know he's not raising front of the gun with no hand because he's going to have to show it and win the pot anyway. And
19%.
Like that. Ah, bad. Bad, very bad. But I like this hand.
Alright, ace deuce. Ace deuce.
I like this hand.
7.
Maybe straight.
15 too much or no?
5-4.
Fine, yeah.
Sufficient.
Oh,
5.
first 5 is okay. 5 outs, no.
4 or 5.
6. Close.
So,
4.
yeah, it's close.
We need a 4.
Good.
Yeah, stand up. That's right. Boom. No. So sick. Good game, Sean.
No good for Jean-Noel, and he
Thank you
is
very much.
off.
Hot run.
Maybe, yeah, a little spin up. Maybe it's you we're commentating on in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, Byron has ace king.
And he seems to always have.
They can play huge pot now. I think that Kamal will shove his. Oh my God,
Wow.
David. Of course, pocket aces, all in, baby.
And this will most likely save Kamal.
But if David calls, Kamal could call his hand too.
Well, David only has 650,000, so we'll put it in. Just 15 big blinds, finding aces.
No, it's tough spot for Kamal. But usually it's fold.
I think he will fold, but who knows? It is Kamal. He does fold. Byron will call and find the terrible news.
I fold the
His
pocket
ace king
nine.
is up against
Yeah.
aces.
Slow roll?
I had a 9.
Victor?
One left. One left.
Felt like a slow roll to me.
So, Byron in need of a lot of help here,
Very
otherwise he will
watch
double
that.
up David Peters.
Ace king of diamonds. Perfect. Queen 10 deuce. 1 diamond.
Well, he's in the game. He's
Okay.
found a king and a diamond.
Okay, of course diamond on the turn. To make it sweat.
Running diamonds or a king will eliminate David Peters. Turn is a 7. So only a king, Byron Cave Minerals. It'll be him back on the short stack, and it is the jack of diamonds in the river.
Pocket 9. Yeah.
So David Peters
Good,
climbs
there
up to
was a raise and
1.5 million
relay.
chips.
We went for
Byron
low
Caveman
fold
drops back
there.
down to
That was a
800,000.
Up and down all the
Fold,
time.
yeah.
Well, here are our feature table chip counts. Henrik, easily the chip leader with 72 big blinds, but is Kamal in second, Isildur in third. All comes to be up 60 big blinds. Then a quite big gap for David Peters, who we just saw double up, and Michael Zhang in the 30s.
Oh, Roberto. Pocket aces on the button. Of course.
He will raise up. Only hope Kamal behind, but Kamal with 10-7 offsuit. I want to see him giving Roberto action here. He will fold Isildur with King 4. He will call and see a flop against Roberto. There's a chance for a double up yet for the Welshman.
No king. Or the king.
Jack 9-5.
Players and dealers in day 1C, if you started a shuffle, please complete the hand. Otherwise, set your players on.
If Roberto has like
Wow.
ace of clubs, he's supposed to check. He could check, but I like the bet was without ace of clubs, but he decided to check it back, and now
He did check it back in a third club.
he should have bet this board because like a lot of draws here. Maybe 125 or 150 or something like that. Oh, he made a huge bet. Third of it's like a third of his chips, and Victor easily fold his hands.
The announcement blinds up. We are going to 25.50. We're all in. Is it a ace-3 suited in the small blind? No use to him. Right now, Rayner's made it $1 million to play.
975, I think. Okay.
And Michael will not be calling that move with King-Jack.
Thank you, Tom.
Oh, can be asking for a count. He has ace-10 suited.
600 even?
He knows he's ahead of Roberto's range. But he has 3 players behind him to think about. He's thinking long and hard on this one. He does decide to re-isolate, moving all in for 1.2 million. Roberto won't like to hear that. I'll like it even less when he sees us up against the ace-10 suited with our morning's runner-up. So Roberto will need an 8, or he will be sent to the rail. He'll have to rest up before tomorrow's 50k. Flop Queen 9-6. No help to either player. Ray does pick up backdoor flush draw. Not that that's relevant. Turn deuce. Roberto needs an 8 and an 8 only, or he will be dispatched. River pairs the queen. Roberto will leave us. And wow! What a flop. King, king, 7 for Caveman. Complete overkill. Flopping quads. Looks like he will bet this. And he does, hoping David has exactly kind of hand he has. Ace high or a 7, maybe a pocket pair. $80,000 a call. Peters knows he's way ahead of Byron's range. And so we'll put some chips into this pot, as we can see, drawing stone dead. It's nice when you bet with the quads and someone calls you. Turn queen. What a great card for him. If David was ahead, he was hoping to beat some queen highs. And Peters and Caveman both check this. River a 6. Question now, David Peters, whether or not to bet this river or try and check and get the showdown with his ace high. We know that won't be happening. Right, he does check, much to the dismay of Byron Caverman. He now deciding how much to bet to get exactly the kind of hand like Peters has to call. And looks like he's going to bet 210,000. Pot was 495. Peters will release the ace high. Caveman wins no more with his quad kings. And Kamal, pocket 9s in the small blind. We know he likes to play. His hand certainly looks good enough. And wow, what a flop for Kamal. For the second time, he flops second set when his opponent flops top pair aces. This is curtains for Peters. There's no way he'll be getting away from this hand. Not against this player especially. He bets just 80,000. And Kamal will slow play his set once more. Turn pairs the 5. And wow, it looks like Kamal's going to lead out on this turn card. Makes it 225. I mean, it's possible Kamal has a 5, but there's no way Peters will be folding. Beats too many other hands. And he does call. And as you can see, he'll have less than pot left going into the river. And as if he needed any more reason to get his chips in, the river is a queen. Peters improving to higher 2 pair. Kamal with 9s full of 5s. And somehow, he might not do the lot here. Kamal only betting 225 on the river. If Peters is suspicious enough, he may just call. He may suspect that Kamal doesn't have an ace. Think he can't get paid off. But he does move all in. Kamal snaps. And Peters will find the terrible news that he's up against 9s full. Flop, King, Jack, 6. Well, a set for Byron Caverman here. Flush draw for Henrik. Michael with a gut shot. And Kamal with second pair. Does check round to the pre-flop raiser, Michael Zhang, and it looks like he's going to have a bet. Does, of course, have backdoor spades to go with his gut shot draw. Right, well, Kamal going nowhere with second pair. Action to Caverman. Decision whether to raise now or wait till the turn. May think on this draw heavy ball with a bet and a call. Good spot to raise. 950,000 already in the pot. He is pulling out a raise.
675.
675, he announces. Zhang will quickly give it up. Action to Kamal with his second pair. And of course, Kamal does make the fold. Caveman picking up a nice pot there, up to 3 million in chips now. Look, some sort of respect to Seidel here. He hasn't played that many hands. Caveman though. Things have been going well for him, but it's not looking so great now.
4.
pretty nutted looking 3-bet here. The what's the big blind's what 60, yeah?
He's 3-betting off 20 bigs.
Yeah. It's this 3-bet, you know, if you're gonna do it, either you want to do it with aces, you know. Don't really want to do this play with like jacks or queens. I mean, your opponent just like calls with a lot of hands for this sizing.
And for exactly that reason, I think Caveman thinking it's either it could well be a bluff, right? So
well, you would hope that Eric can be bluffing here. Otherwise, he just has aces and well, maybe kings. So I would hope that Eric has some bluffs here. And yeah, if you've got kings versus a range that's aces or bluff, you definitely want to call.
And that's exactly what he has done. Now faces a 305,000 chip bet when he checks to Seidel.
I think you pretty much just have to jam here. I mean, it's kind of asking a lot for your opponent to now follow through on the turn with a bluff. That being said, I mean, it's kind of board where your opponent could keep going. But if he has something like a bluff with like ace 3 or ace 5, he's gonna be pretty hard pressed to even fold that.
Yeah, of course. Eric Seidel only has 600,000 back. Once Caveman matches the bet, there's 1.4 in the pot, but he does decide to check
that's
call.
cool. Yeah.
So as I say, 1.4 in the pot. Seidel has less than half pot back.
I'm just trying to think what hands Byron is credibly saying that he could be check folding the turn with. And I feel like it's pretty close to none, but I could be wrong.
Would Seidel be in any way concerned? I mean, he's obviously going to jam, and he does jam. We see it as aces versus kings, and it took a long time for that to get in with the 20 big blinds in play. Caveman can't quite believe it. So Seidel in good shape here to double up to 2.65 million. All he has to do is avoid a king on the river. And it was a picture card, but the wrong picture card for Caveman. So Seidel back in the game. Massage finish, got the aces versus kings. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, a bit of a tell him, paying for the massage while still in the hand. Yeah.
You can just bluff you off all the ones that you don't hit.
Exactly. I mean, unfortunately for him, this...
This isn't a bad flop, though. Like,
yeah.
Isildur can do his best to bluff Rhino off this flop, but it's not going to happen. All spades.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Isildur just take one stab at this and then be done with it. It's the kind of board where Rhino's going to have a lot of queen jack of hearts.
Yeah.
Diamonds, clubs.
Right, he has mostly
that
suited
sort of
combos.
Exactly. He has very few offsuit combos. So you're not going to have a lot of hands that call once and then fold turn. Except like, 8s and 9s where the turn and river are overcards. But in general, Rhino's going to have a lot of suited hands here.
And do you think
and pocket pairs.
Just going to jam here, or does he just check call?
I can't imagine him raising here.
He does call. Yep. Pot swelling.
I mean, the stacks are just perfect to check call or shove on the turn. That you really don't need to raise this flop. I mean, you can go check on the turn, and then you can shove river anyway. So it's just really not that hard to get money in.
Less than $1 million back, and there's 1.8 in the pot.
So Rhino has kind of an interesting decision here. I mean, he can, if he thinks Isildur just has a lot of nothing, he can check and try and get him to bluff. But if he thinks he's going to have a lot of king X and queen X, then he should bet himself. And it's kind of like, it's a really tough one actually here. I guess having a queen should make you lean more towards checking.
And that is what he has decided to do.
And also, like, his hand is just like super strong. Like, nice give up there from Isildur. But yeah, I mean, Rhino played it good. He can't get any more money anyway.
And well, here we go. Seidel raises it up with queens. Kamal will call with 2s. And Rhino Kempe pocket 6s in the hijack. 125 to call. He's plenty deep enough against these guys. All three players over 40 big blinds deep. Henrik folds his small. Zhang on the big 7-8. And he will come along. So a rare 4-way flop here. Was the last time I had a 4-way flop. 6s flop to set. All history repeats itself. Well, 9-7 deuce. Kamal flops yet another set. Seidel with his overpair. Zhang's
no.
second pair. This spells trouble for Seidel.
Super hard to get away on this board.
It's the third time we've seen Kamal flop a set. Bet 300,000.
I'm all in.
Hey, he just moves all in. No messing around. 3 million, all you can eat.
I actually like the round number.
Seidel smiling.
Yeah. And I like that.
I mean, there's no way Seidel can get away from this, surely.
87 and that kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not liking it, but he does make the call. So we have our biggest pot of the tournament. Eric Seidel at risk with his pair of queens. Kamal has him in terrible shape. Bottom set. Seidel needs a black queen, or he will be eliminated. Kamal will be our chip leader, though, if he does hold on. 6 million in this pot, and he has chips behind. The turn, A4. Seidel left with just one card to get out of jail here. The river is a 10. Seidel is eliminated. Kamal up to 6.2 million in chips, and as I say, Seidel will have to settle for the 300,000 euros he's made today. Not a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really complain too much. Third place.
Looks like Justin Bonomo may have snuck into the empty seat on this table.
Whose seat is he taking? Who was there before?
It was David Peters was there before.
50,000.
And wow, straight away
That's how you do it.
comes in with aces, and Reiner finds queens in the small.
Didn't he just win the Super High Roller Ball? Bonomo looks so sad. How could I be dealt aces?
And he does just call. Pot growing to 1 million chips.
Sorry? They said they're going to take it away.
1.4 back effective. A king 6 flop.
I'm saying when you take your phone out, they get rid of it.
I expect Reiner to bet this flop almost always. This is definitely his board after 3-betting the small blind.
And he does make a continuation bet.
And I also expect Justin to not raise here ever, so I think he'll just think for a little bit and then call.
290,000 chip bet. Under a third pot. Justin, like you say, will just call, leaving himself left and pot behind. And a heart on the turn. Neither player has a heart.
So now Reiner has kind of an interesting decision. Can't really bet less than all in at this point. And so he kind of has to decide whether he thinks it's better to go all in or check. And you could argue for just checking everything on this turn, because you either have like, I mean, he's going to have some flushes, some kings, aces, queens, yeah, maybe jacks, and then a bunch of like ace high type things.
And he has checked it over to Bonomo.
And I think if he has a bluff, like it's not a bad spot to check either.
Goes all in. And Reiner shrugs, calls, shows his queens, and finds the bad news of another big pair showdown here at our feature table in this 25k Super High Roller. Reiner will need a queen or he'll be left with just 520k. Bonomo looking good to double up his first hand at this feature table. The river, 9 of clubs. no use, and it is Bonomo doubling up to 3.7 million.
Nice life.
And guys watching, we'll have a question for you in the next few minutes for you to win, just like last night, $55 worth of My Party Poker Live dollars. Oh, it looks like Caveman's in trouble. He has 3-bet jammed his ace-7. Oh, he's very short, of course. And Kamal, with the other hand, ace-king suited, has the American in bad shape.
He's ready to finish him off.
And 1.2 million chip pot. Should Kamal win, he'll be the first player up to 7 million. Jack 10, 6 flop, no use for Byron.
I think Byron will be thinking, I wonder if he would have folded if I had shoved that river.
Turn is a 4.
He left himself just enough chips so that he could, you know, bust a few hands.
Oh,
no!
But he has the 7 from heaven.
I take it back. That's
why you need the chips back, Jack.
That's why you don't go all in on the river.
Well, leave yourself a life, and he's back up above a starting stack. That's the equivalent of putting the jacket on for these German guys.
For the high rollers, yeah. I like that. The scarf off.
Scarf off. It should be the new move. Mike Sexton said that if he makes the final table, he'll put a scarf on for me. Well, the flop King 10-6, they swap out. Christoph now looking for one of Caveman's queens.
I always feel better about that. I don't know why. When you swap out something, yeah, okay, I'm going to hit it.
Well, a heart on the turn. Both players have a heart, but fortunately for Christoph,
that's not great.
higher. And the river, a 5, no good. So Caveman continues to climb back up after that misstep. Christoph Vogelsang, though, a brief visit with us here.
And this is all in.
Okay, with 10 big blinds. Move all in. Isolde, snap calls.
Snapperino.
There's ace-9 against Jack 10 suited of Isolde. Off to the races.
Which side do you want?
I'm taking Isolde.
Alright, I'll take Reiner. You want to do 50 euros?
You got it.
Alright, book it.
Action book. Come on, Isolde, don't let me down. Look at you, just knitting up a little bit of an edge.
This is the first time I've ever rooted for Reiner.
Oh, well.
He's done me proud.
50 euros done in cold blood by myself.
Ship it.
Well, with some backdoor straight and flush draws to come yet.
Oh, no.
Come on, let's get him. Come on, Isolde, we've got him.
Oh, he stood up, no. Okay.
It is a 7 on the river. So we lose Isolde. Reiner Kempe, not at the woods yet, but a step in the right direction. Of Kamal here with the aces. He raises it up, and Stefan will defend with 9 deuce.
Pretty weak holding, but it's a good flop.
Here we go.
And he checks, just checking.
Maybe someone has found some medicine for Kamal at long last. We saw Michael win a pot off him. Maybe.
So, yeah, this stack depth there you can call or raise. I mean, I typically lean towards raising against someone like Kamal. Of course, Schlabel doesn't know him, or at least I don't think he knows it. But I guess someone would have told him.
All right.
You know, he has presumably a lot of friends in this tournament.
He does come out with a check raise, 1.1 million to go.
You don't get a lot of folds on this flop. Did you just fold that face up?
Wow, yes!
Unbelievable.
Wow!
I don't have the ace of...
Wow! Kamal with the instant fold.
How does he do that?
That is the end of our coverage for today. Had a very long day covering the 25k earlier, including the final table. And as such, the production team all need a rest. We can't go on to completion, I'm afraid. This will take quite a long time to get to the final 9. So you see the chip lead there of our feature table, but these guys will carry on playing. We won't unfortunately watch them, but what you can watch is the final table of this event tomorrow. It's safe to say we have 7 pros here and Kamal. As always, I'll be rooting for Kamal. Hope they turn their fortunes around. If not, we may be lucky enough to get them in the booth. So here we go, our first hand, Manig. Raising up 700,000. Jake will flat call with his pair of sixes. And of course, Davidi Kitai there. Multiple bracelet winner, $8 million in cashes. And here is all. First I got our chip leader, final table list in the 25k yesterday, along with Mateos. So heads up to the flop. Jake with the best hand, just and position. But wow, what an action flop to kick things off. Manig flopping top pair with the backdoor nut flush draw. Jake bottom set. Spelling trouble early for Manig. He does decide to check it over to Jake. Jake, of course, will bet. Bets 800,000. Manig with no roll option here, but just to check call. This does spell trouble for him. It'll be nearly 4 million chips in the pot. Jake has 7.9 behind. Turn 9. Manig checking it on over again to Jake. Jake really with no option but to keep betting here. He just has to hope that Manig does have an ace. We can see he does. And you can see going a lot bigger this time. It's like 2.3 million. Knows calling here. He may well face a jam in the river. We can see he obviously will. It's Jake holding a set. And wow, what a super fold from Manig there. He didn't think Jake would fire twice after he raised pre and check called that flop with a bluff. Manig just giving that one up. Here is Kamal. Anyone watching last night would have seen Kamal make a simply incredible fold with aces post-flop, betting just once.
Are you watching?
And folding to a check raise after having made two incredible calls on the river. One an all-in against Michael Zhang with just king high, albeit he was behind that time. Once with ace high on a 4 to a straight board. But he does call. Does elect to call 1 million more. King 8-4-2 spades off flop. Kamal covers the only spade draw. And looks like he is counting out a healthy bet here. And he keeps adding chips to it. All in. And he does just go for the shove. 5.9 million. Manig quickly folds, and he will show the aces. Up ace deuce, undergun +2, using that big stack. And maybe going after Kamal in the big blind. Kamal does defend in the flop, ace 10-6. Kamal with bottom pair, but one top pair. Kamal goes for the lead out. And one will call. No real option with top pair there, but just a call. Kamal going for another bet here. 1.2 million, 1/3 of the pot. Better hand, I think more to price out some draws perhaps. river is a brick, 4 of diamonds. And he does check. Juan will happily check behind. See, he has the best hand, picking up over 6 million in chips. Kamal giving up some of those early gains. And lone customer in Justin Bonomo. He defends with the Queen 7 of hearts from the big blind. And I see a 10, 8, 5, 2 diamond flop. Justin checks it on over to Jake. Jake will be wary. He knows he's raised from early position. He doesn't connect with that flop too often, whereas Justin may well have done defending from the blinds. And what a card it is for Justin on the turn. 4 of hearts gives him a gut shot and flush draw. And expect Justin to bet here. And he does make it 1.4 million to go. Jake not done with this pot yet. He wants to see the river card. So he still has the best hand. And it looks like Bonomo is sizing up the all-in. Sure enough, Jake will fold. Strong play from Bonomo there, understanding that his range, holding a strong dominance over that of Jake Schindler on that board. Not his only big cash this year, that's for sure. Second in the 100K high roller at the PCA for $1 million. And won a 25K high roller later in the same month, the Lucky Hearts Poker Open, for just over $500,000.
All in.
He does decide to move all in. It'll be bad news for the American.
Call.
And he is quickly called. He gets the bad news. He will need to hit a 7 or he will be the first player eliminated from this final table. And the flop, 10-5 deuce. No help at all for Justin. Will need to hit one of the 2 remaining 7s. Turn a king, no help. And the river repeats the 10. No good for Justin Bonomo. He is out in 8th place. He will, of course, leave with 60,000 euros, which will can add to his already $7.2 million cashed in 2018 alone.
If I go all in, I will win the 2 of them.
You tilted?
Follow this track. Follow this track. Ace 8 9 or ace 6 8 9.
Kamal with the ace 8 of diamonds in the big blind.
I hope not.
Flop 9-7-4. See, still ahead against Juan's king 6 on the 9-7-4 flop.
We're gonna stick around.
It is
Worst part of my
Spaniard who will bet at this flop.
You're gonna stick around in Europe for the time or heading back?
I'm gonna head back, I think. 17. We'll have like 2 extra days here.
Did you qualify?
Kamal not done yet though, he will check cool.
Win the lottery? No, qualify.
Still has the best hand.
No, I didn't, but I think I'm gonna get in.
Juan improves to a gut shot draw. But it's Kamal who comes out leading the turn.
No good for Team Germany.
One of his favorite moves.
One of our friends who dared.
You got
Selling
that.
a piece?
Calling.
Please?
Oh, what a play!
I want to come
What a play from our chip leader. He just moves in over the top with a bare gut
There's
shot.
no re-entry either, so you can...
It is now Mateos' turn to raise it up. Ace 10 of clubs on the button. He makes 800,000, and Manig in the small blind with Ace Jack.
All in.
And he does elect to move all in.
The only move I don't want. Fuck. How much?
Yeah, well, Mateos sums it up there. Horrible position for him with Ace 10 suited.
10, 725, if I'm not wrong.
Calls here and busts now. He would get 90,000 euros. He knows that if he would just wait a few spots, he could climb up the payouts a lot. He knows Manig knows that. So how likely is Manig to be jamming here as a bluff?
I was calling like tons of rivers. You can't call the 9 of diamonds river.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know if he had hearts or if he just had Queen 7. Did that give him a gutter ball? The 7?
I mean, I was calling down ace high. Like,
Did the 7 give him a gutter?
No, I can be an 8 because I asked
8,
for a
4, 5
maybe.
maybe?
So I can be an 8.
It was 10, 8, 4,
10
5.
ace high, turn 4, river 9.
So he
Flop
had the
diamonds
gutter.
got there. But yeah, I thought he was full of shit.
And Mateos just checking in what's happened with his clock there. Every player has a 30-second shot clock on them. But it is paused when asking for a chip count.
Old Bonomo, maybe.
He was just making sure that he wasn't going to get charged a time chip.
That's still so hard. It's like, please, Manig, no, don't stop. Jake, I call us now.
First event since that Party Poker Millions Germany festival held in Rozvadov in the Czech Republic, where Isildur 1 was our champion, the main event. And here we go, Jake Schindler raising up the button with King 3. Kamal
600 exactly.
finding Ace Queen again. He decides to move all in. And Jake has
Ace Queen.
called with the King 3.
3.
So Kamal in great shape here to double up with his Ace Queen. And an Ace Deuce 4 flop. Jake in bad shape here, but does pick up a gut shot. Kamal looking in great shape to double it up here and get back to 8.75 million chips. Wow. Turn gives Jake more outs. Picks up a flush draw to go with his gut shot. Kamal will need to avoid a heart or a 5 on the river, or else he will be eliminated. And the river is the 9 of clubs. Kamal with a full double up. Manig raising up to 900,000. Action making its way around. Mateos will defend with Queen 9 suited. These players going heads up to the flop. The German with the overwhelming lead. But what a flop this is. Queen 5 deuce 2 diamonds. Mateos with top pair and the flush draw. Manig with his overpair. And perhaps the key ace of diamonds in hand. Of course, Manig will make a continuation bet. His opponent, pardon me, to keep bluffing if he's bluffing. And plenty of equity, even if he's against a hand as strong as aces. And wow, the turn, King of Diamonds. Mateos improves to the second nut flush. Manig with an overpair and a nut flush draw. Decision now for Mateos how to play this. He does decide to check. Plenty of good rivers for him. He's not worried about fourth diamond coming off. It would give him the nuts. And the 9 of clubs changes nothing. Mateos does have the best hand with the second nut flush. Manig with aces. And Mateos checks it once more to Manig. Check from Mateos, and Manig does move all in. Mateos wastes no time in calling. And Manig receives the bad news. Nothing he could do there. Now with the last hand of the 200, 400 level, blinds are going up to 250 and 500,000.
يا ريت ظهر واحد كان زايده 40,000.
6 million.
Action around to Jake in this small blind. He has about 12 big blinds and ace-10 suited. And he does move all in. He will be at risk of elimination here. Ace-10 against pocket kings. Will need help if he doesn't want to finish in 7th place. Davidi Kitai. Flop 8, 6, deuce, 2 hearts. Schindler picks up a flush draw. An ace or heart will win him the pot. The 4 of spades, no help. Left with just 1 card to pull one of his 12 outs. Any heart or ace. Otherwise he will leave in 7th place. And sure enough, it is Jake Schindler eliminated in 7th place as Kitai picks up a nice pot, vaults himself, walk away with 90,000 euros. Mateos is climbing up those chip counts, 22 million now. He will take the opportunity, makes a minimum raise to 1 million. Kamal with King 9. A very rapidly dwindling stack. Kamal defends and Kamal flops the straight. Queen, Jack 10. Mateos with just bottom pair. Kamal only has, by my eyeballing there, about 3.4 million back. Mateos will check his 10 back. And wow, this looks like a double up coming for Kamal. Mateos improves to trips. Kamal will bet here. Look like going quite big. 1.5 million is the bet. About half his chips into the pot. He does decide just to move all in.
Cool.
And Kamal calls. Mateos will think he has the best hand. We'll find out. He is in bad shape against the flopped straight. And Mateos will need to pair the board or hit an 8. And the river is a king. No good for Mateos. And a hit to his stack. Kamal doubling back up.
ايه بقى عم عدهم بركي ما ربحت بعد ما فهمت اذا ربحت بس هيك ملا فلوبر 1 اوف دام فالي ديس معه ديس يعني ما بدهم يعيشوني اعصابي لاخر ثانيه.
This is a hand for sure he'll be playing. And makes it just over a minimum raise. 1,025,000 to play. Action around to Ryan Riess in the big blind. Well, he has ace-3 suited. He's been playing very conservatively so far, but hard to see him folding this one from in-raise. And he does call. 2.8 million in the pot. Well, a 7-3 deuce, 1 heart flop. Pretty good flop for Ryan. Second pair, backdoor flush draw. And again, hard to imagine Juan raises too many hands with a 7 in them. So Ryan will feel he has the best hand here a lot of the time. And a whole ton of turn cards. It will make Ryan feel very comfortable. Juan betting 975. Riess makes the call.
Now I pull down.
These two head to the turn.
Good. 12? Something.
Well, turn that will make Ryan feel a lot more comfortable. He turns aces up and would hope Juan may bluff that card a lot, or even better, have improved with a hand like ace queen or ace king. Well, he does bet 1.5 million. And Riess will, of course, just call, hoping that Juan will fire once again on the river. Oh, what a river it is, though! The river queen of clubs. Absolute gin for Juan. He rivers his set. Riess with aces up. He will surely call any bet Juan makes on the river, and Juan does move all in. Riess snap calls, and we'll see the bad news. He outdrew the Spaniard on the turn, but the Spaniard got his revenge on the river. And Riess then, the next man out. You see there, 6th place, good for 120,000 euros. Expecting made aside. Enough is enough. No hand as good as Queen Jack. And sure enough, he does move it all in. One pot committed. It's the bad news that he's dominated with his Queen 8. So Manig, good shape here to double up. The board were to pair the king. Well, it's an 8. Juan finds the 8 on the turn, and Manig's face says it all. He is himself now reduced to just 3 outs going to the river, and the river king. No good for Manig. So he lost a huge spot against Mateos when he had his aces cracked by the Spaniard's flush. Now, Juan finishes him off, turning a 3-outer on the German. Meanwhile, though, in this 25 grand event, Juan has pocket 9s in the small. And he decides to limp in this time. Has been doing a bit of raising. His friend Mateos moves all in from the big blind. Juan has sprung his trap. Pocket 9s in great shape against his good friend's ace 5 suited. Juan was still with a chip lead even if he were to lose it. He's in great shape to take a commanding lead in this tournament. And the turn bad card for Mateos, reduced to just those 3 remaining aces, or he will be back-to-back 4th place finisher, and it is a deuce. So for the 2nd time in 2 days, Mateos out in 4th place. So nice to see there. I say these two clearly good friends.
I did my mission.
I think this one might finish just because of the way the stacks are, obviously a little bit earlier. Although it's the same structure and we've got 2 more players, effectively the stacks are shorter because Juan's just been a wrecking ball.
It's the one thing that can alter the finishing time if you get... Oh, well, Kamal's going to call here. Ace, Queen.
As we can see, only a 59% favourite, and this is exactly the situation I was just saying a minute ago. Kitai will be loving it when he sees that Kamal's all in, even as a favourite. As I say, he's done great. He came in as basically the 3 of them were equal shortest stack. He's navigated his way up to 3rd.
I think he has to call here.
Oh, he will. He's just taking a bit of time. Wants to make sure these guys are playing for huge stakes. And as I say, never nice calling off tournament life in this situation, Simon, with another short stack behind you. But no, I don't think Juan would expect him to have a hand as strong as Ace Queen when he does call. And he does call. So it is Kamal at risk with Ace Queen against the 8-6 of diamonds of Juan. And the way Juan's running, I wouldn't be feeling too confident if I was Kamal. Kitai.
Praying for a 6 or an 8.
Well, Kitai were probably the most to win in this pot. In the pot. And well, diamond in the window. Jack 5, 3, 2 diamonds. Juan improves to a flush draw. Kamal still with just the ace high. Turn card, Simon, is the Queen of Diamonds. The Queen of Diamonds. And that is the end for Kamal.
Go ahead, my cousin. Give me 5, my cousin.
His friend cheering for him.
Yeah, he thought he'd won.
He thought the queen had won in the pot. Didn't realise Juan had made a flush. Always a little embarrassing.
Well done, Kamal.
Fantastic performance, Kamal. And I know everyone watching on the stream yesterday was rooting him on hard because he was having so much fun at the table and really putting these guys to tasks. But he did fantastically well to ladder up on this final all the way up to 325,000 euros. And I'm pretty sure that won't be the last we see of him this week. Decide whether he wants to play the 50k or maybe just lock up the win. Go out.
King Jack, King 10.
I think he's calling a little bit wide. Yeah, maybe like King 9. Well, he's calling with this. Here we go then.
Davidi could get an early double up or...
Well, there's a good chance of a split. And wow. Well, that is a good flop for him. 5 on the flop.
One can
does
still
have a
win with
gut
a 4.
shot there. Yep. And the turn is the King of Spades. No help. Juan just the 4 outs to win the title at the first time of asking. Otherwise, Kitai will be up to about 30 big blinds. Interesting spectator. And the river card, Simon, the 8 of Spades.
Yeah, safe for Davidi. He will double up.
And I'm guessing that is his wife or girlfriend there, giving the cheer.
Final Barcelona. Davidi, another hand here for a double up. Ace Queen against King Queen.
Wow.
This time Juan will be applying the pressure.
Juan does raise it up, and this could easily go 3-bet and then a 4-bet jam from Juan. King Queen 2 got a hand to fold. He'll either be jamming or flatting. And I reckon it'll be the former. I think we're about to see a second all-in in the second hand of this heads-up match. And if we are, it will be Kitai yet again. He is going to just call.
I think that's sensible with his stack. There's no need to risk doubling up Davidi again.
We'll want to avoid a queen here on this flop. As I said it's queen, deuce, deuce.
We know exactly what's coming, don't we, James?
It might take them a while. There might be some funny business going on here, but this will be going all in at some point in this hand, and Juan will need to hit a king. Otherwise, as you say, Kitai will be level in chips. Incredible stuff here.
9.6 million in the middle. He has 15.6 behind. He raised to 4.8. Similar size bet on the flop.
Cool, and let Kitai continue for sure.
Yeah.
And he does, and as we can see, this pot building 14.6 in there. Kitai now below pot size back.
Oh,
and well,
wow.
It is the only bad card that may save Juan. Thing is, if he was bluffing, it makes sense to continue bluffing on this board. So you do have to continue some of the time. The only thing is Kitai has a queen, and basically you really want Juan to have a queen here to continue betting. I mean, the argument is obviously you want to try and stack an ace as well, but Juan's going to put those chips in with an ace anyway if that's what he's flat with on the flop. So yeah, I think this is you basically block the 2 cards you want your opponent to have, an ace or a queen here. So I think this is a good spot to check. But as it happens, Juan does have a queen.
There's 250 players now in the warm-up.
Let's say, I think this is a good spot to call here, and he can fold river without fear of getting bluffed too often, because like I say, he does have all his aces himself. Short of ace king and ace queen, I guess he would have jammed with those pre. So 24 million chips in the middle, the river. Relevant 8 of clubs. Kitai with a third of the pot back. He will surely jam. And we'll be left with that tough decision.
Okay, so Davidi all in. And Juan
was praying to hear the word check there. Did not want to hear all in.
He's not going to like this.
It's a real knife-edge decision.
Makes a reluctant call.
Does call.
Davidi, 2 double ups in a row. And we are now joint chip leaders.
Yeah, nearly even. 41 plays 49. Massively unbalanced start to this heads up. 2 hands in, 2 double ups for Kitai. Game on. Juan will raise it up, and for the 3rd time, Davidi is going to want to put more chips in pre-flop. Question of sizing. I imagine he'll go for about 4.8 million, as he did last time. Well, he's actually gone for a flat call, getting sneaky here. Very, very sneaky, Simon.
See if he gets rewarded. Oh, a little bit of the flop for one, bottom pair.
Juan has flopped a pair. He will bet it, mostly for protection here. There are some worse hands that call, some draws. 4.6 million the bet. Juan thought he was going to be in for a short heads up. Maybe pop off and get some lunch with his 700,000 euros and jump into the 50k. Suddenly he's got a game on his hands.
It's funny how psychology plays with people in situations like this. The guy has bet into you 4.6 and you're holding 4.6. And you think to yourself, what if,
Juan obviously gives that one up. Of course, even if he's up against a draw there, Simon, he's not in good shape with bottom pair. Any draw would have 2 overcards with it. See a $10,000 high roller and a $25,000 high roller out there in Canada.
Yeah, it's a different structure format to what we're doing this year with Millions, because we actually designed that one before we started the new season. And the new structure that the majority of the players love. Constance, it has about 45 big blinds all the way through it.
Well, whilst we're here in this hand, we can see Kitai has flopped a gut shot and a flush draw from the button, Juan with top pair. And it is Kitai who bets when checked to. Juan will, of course, take a card off with top pair. A small pot considering we've got top pair against gut shot, flush draw. Expect Kitai to fire again here. Such good equity. He's piecing out a much more sizable bet. Looks like more than the pot this time, Simon.
Yeah, 4 million.
4 million it is. I guess the most action card, Simon, the deuce of diamonds would be interesting. We had a good record, I think, in Roscoe, didn't we, according for action cards?
This could swing the chip lead.
And wow, a straight for Kitai. There it is. Jack on the river. He improves to a straight. And as you say, Kitai will now have the chip lead after this hand. The question is, how big a lead will it be? Yes.
That's a terrible card, isn't it, for one. Davidi can easily have a 10 or a jack in his hand.
Yeah.
Cards that would have required one or the other to make a straight.
If he bets small, his opponent might think, oh, he's just got, he's rivered 2 pair and betting small. But by betting big, he's saying, look, I've either got a straight or a bluff. And now Juan has to think, well, what 10x hands bet twice before now? Could just be getting out of line with some random 10s. But there aren't too many ways, but he does make the fold. And Kitai, as you point out, picks up the chip lead with that pot. Say dollars, I mean, of course, euros.
Yeah,
you got me doing it,
I
Simon.
I know.
You've put it in here. And
we work on every currency, don't we? So for that, but obviously we smashed it. So I thought $250,000 was a nice round figure.
Nice.
Which allows them a buy-in to the warm-up, should they choose to. 207 get paid. Just over 500 came back. And I project that they will make the money around about 5 o'clock, which is when the second flight starts.
So here we have, yet again, Kitai with the best hand, pair of 6s. Juan, though, does have an open straight draw, and king high.
You going to World Series?
I will be. I'm already booked up.
When are you going?
Any other mid-May.
Are you?
I get there nice and early.
Wow.
Gonna try my hand at the WBT Tournament of Champions.
Oh, wow, cool. Well, and this time it has gone Juan's way. He has caught the knight on the river, and for the first time in about half an hour, he's actually going to win a pot.
You could say it's starting to go one way.
One-way traffic. Just 1 minute left, and we're going to be hitting the 501 million level.
Simon's predicted end level.
He bets big here, 9 million. There's no way that Davidi's going to give up his chip lead here with a loose call.
He does fold, and there you go, look, basically level in chips.
And I spoke to a lot of the 25k players here. They are all coming. So, but of course we need 400 entries. Now in this one, the re-entry factor was 25%, and in the previous one it was 20%. So if we allow for the fact that it's 2 million for the winner, probably going to get 25-30%. So we need about 300 uniques. To put that in perspective, the first tournament had 71, and the second one had 73. We need over 4 times that. So we will definitely need some American support. We need to give them the main event structure, so it'll be the same structure that we use, 45-minute clock for day 1, 60 minutes, day 2, day 3. So it can be done in 3 days, but it'll be a long third day, but I will give them the option to come back and play comfortably on the 4th day. Second chance. Probably guarantee it for a couple of million, and then there'll be a 50k as well. So in this flop, Davidi has a pair with an up flush draw, and one, not much, but a 5 would give him a straight.
Yeah, gut shot, and he does have 3 of diamonds, but of course we can see that's no good. Where he's to hit it.
So very full year. Obviously we do have some smaller events, as you alluded to earlier. We have some Grand Prix. For those of you that don't know, the Grand Prix, the concept is small bind, massive guarantee.
I can say from personal experience.
Yes, you won one, didn't you?
I
did the commentary.
I played one.
Yeah, I did the commentary down in Brighton when you won it.
Yeah, I like those events.
Yeah.
$100 was the buy-in, and it returned 40 grand. So
oh, nice.
Not a bad return for 2 days.
1. Yeah. We've been doing those for about 9 years, I think, 8, 9 years. And the very first one was 50 quid, guaranteed at 40,000. Can you believe that? And now we've done them at. We did one last year. Was 100 guaranteed at $1 million.
Kitai raising 3 million with the Queen 3 offsuit, Juan with Ace 8 in the big blind. See if he's still content just to call. Call he does, allowing Belgium to see the flop with Queen 3. An 8-5-3 flop, starting to see some action here. Kitai has flop bottom pair, Juan top pair, top kicker. He will try and build this pot.
9 million.
And he does check raise with such a strong hand, making it 9 million to play. Kitai with just bottom pair. Kitai thinking long and hard about this one. And he is reaching for chips. Something playing on his mind, perhaps. Maybe just counting his stack down. Well, he is going for a re-raise. Makes it 15.5 million to play. Trying to piece together what hand that beats me would play this way. Maybe it's a hand like 4-6 or 6-7. See Kitai's wife there, very nervously watching on. It looks like Juan folded. Juan does fold, and Kitai picks that one up. 3-betting the flop with bottom pair, makes top pair, top kicker fold. And Kitai retakes the chip lead. And well, Kitai ace king on the button. Juan with queen 10 in the big blind. He will call. And these two players off to the flop once more. Kitai certainly seizing the momentum.
Okay, thank you very much.
9-4, 5 flop, no good to either player. Juan does check it over to Kitai. He will check it back. 6 on the turn. May see Juan make a bluff here. He decides to check once more. And Kitai once more checking back the best hand. River is a jack. No use to either player. Kitai will win this pot if it gets to showdown. And well, it looks like he's putting out a meaty bet. 4.2 million.
If the clock reaches 0, the time deck is
looks like he will call with ace king high. What a call it is.
Also players, you will be topped up.
He will win this pot.
Once we reach 24 players, and another will be topped up again to 6.
Juan rejected there. See, he's been called by ace high.
That's 5,000, 10,000,
He's mixing things up, decides to just call this time.
Please now begin the deal.
Flop, king, queen, jack. Juan does make the best hand. It is bottom pair Kitai with 1 over and a gut shot draw. And well, there it is, the turn ace. Kitai now hits the front. Simon, we've all had these heads-up battles, haven't we? Where just nothing ever seems to go right for you.
Yes, Davidi got those early double-ups and kind of pretty much hit the flop every time. They came back from the last break and it looked like it was turning slightly for one. He was catching a little bit of the better of it, but I'm really surprised he laid down that top pair, you know. King, jack, jack, queen, flop.
I can't quite work out why he did. It was less than half pot bet. And his hand figured to be good a lot of the time. King 10 suited on the button. He limps in. Juan, looks like he'd fallen asleep there. See, 10-4 suited. Looks like he wants to raise this hand. Maybe again a bit of frustration coming into this game. Makes it 4.8. Kitai, I imagine, will move all in here. King 10 of diamonds, a very strong hand, heads up.
All in.
And he does move all in. Juan quickly folds. Now up to a 3-1 lead. Tai's wife there, all smiles. He has less than 10 big blinds left, and this looks like it will be an all-in call situation. Juan, queen jack suited, more than enough, and no way Kitai is folding a pair at this stage. Perhaps a chance for Juan to get back into the game here. He is all in. Kitai has pocket sixes. Will need to hold to win this title at the first time of asking. And the flop, ace 10-4. Juan picks up a gut shot draw. Does have backdoor spades, but it is Kitai still way out in front with his pocket sixes. He is the man who covers. Turn is the 7 of hearts. Very bad card for Juan, as Kitai has a flush draw to go with his pair. So he will need a non-heart picture card, or he will be the second place finisher. And it is the 4 of spades. Kitai is the winner. The Belgian beating the young Spaniard. First person to congratulate him, his pregnant wife. And just a testament to what a nice guy he is. How many people are here to congratulate him on his win by his lovely girlfriend. I imagine he may jump into the 50k. He has a few minutes to do so.
Actually, it means a lot because it's been like 2 years I didn't win on tournaments, and I quite miss this sensation about winning, you know. That's the only place you're really happy about. It was like a big difference between the chip leader and all the other players, so I just play ICM and I played for the second place at this time. And when we play heads up, he had like 10 times my stack, so 8 times exactly, so it was really difficult. I didn't expect anything. It was like a bonus free roll. So I feel really confident, and I doubled up twice, and then I went back in the game and we could play poker. Hey, it's amazing. I always enjoy this city, Barcelona. It's one of my favorite cities in the world. And the tournament here are really great. The structure was good for 25k. So I'm really excited to play the 10k main event. It will be an amazing tournament. My wife is pregnant 5 months. We had a wedding yesterday. And we came for 5 in the morning. We took a taxi and a plane, and so we arrived here directly to play. I didn't sleep all night because I had a feeling that this tournament could be good, and so I'm really happy about to do it for my wife and for my future daughter.